Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto for Starters YouTube channel. Happy Thursday. We've got a lot of stuff that we want to go over tonight. And of course, we have Auzsome Austin here with us. So I'm going to bring them, Brad and Austin, both in, and we're going to get started here shortly. Brad, how are you? Austin, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? How are you? How are both of you?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Brad, you're muted. Brad, you're muted.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, I'm off my game today. I've been sick all day and I've been in bed. So
I was gonna say you messaged me at like noon that she's like, I just got up, and I'm like, wow, late night. Must have been a late night.
No, you thought because it was my husband's birthday that maybe I partied a little hard, but no, I just woke up sick. But I made a promise, so here I am. But I'm very, very glad that we've got Austin here with us because yeah, I can just sit in the background and pretend like I'm not here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, man, we got a lot of stuff we want to go over tonight. You know, we're going to start with talking about some Metamonkey, but I did want to let everybody know about this is Rad's website, No Mo FOMO. She did make it to the point where you can add your own events to the calendar. So if you have live streams, if you know Twitter Spaces coming up, you can go in there, you can add it. You can see also other videos of stuff that's on here, other lives or other recorded videos, stuff like that. So
there are too many events, too many YouTube streams, too many Twitter Spaces, and I simply cannot keep up with all of them. So I had to overhaul the site so that people can add their own events, which is up there in the top menu after events. It's got add event. And then one of the other features of the site now that I overhauled it. So you see that orange search button there, Alex? It's not immediately apparent, but next to that search button, if you press the button next to that, yeah, you can change the view. So if you want a list of things, you can press the list. If you press the calendar, yeah, I'm trying really hard to fill it in because there's so many events and I'm trying to remember. And these are just the ones that are recurring weekly events right now that I have added. So yeah, if you're part of a community and you know that they have an upcoming YouTube or even maybe their Telegram, they have a VC going on or a Twitter space, whatever, or a shill space, or it might be like a poker tournament to win NFTs, anything at all that's Web3 related, you can go up to the top of the screen there, add event, and simply just enter all the details. And if you don't have all the details, that's fine. It just means that I'll have an easier time tracking it down and get the rest of the info that's missing. So keep the info coming.
Yep. And
it's pretty impressive, man. You're pretty booked up there. That's an impressive looking calendar.
Wednesdays is nuts. Look at Wednesdays. And like, I didn't tap half of what I knew was going on yesterday.
Needs to be a bigger calendar, I think. I mean, it's crazy. And there is always a lot of stuff going on. I mean, between new projects coming out, current projects, the NFT space, crypto space. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. So to be able to kind of keep track of it, and I check this every morning when I get up now, I just make it a habit to go on here and see what's going on so I can try and stay up to date on everything. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody. It's a great website. I know they've been working on it for a while, so check it out. But what I want to do now is I want to jump right into, this is an up and coming project that I've been talking to Austin about a lot. And, you know, I think it's very promising. And the main thing I wanted to bring Austin on tonight, we're going to have an in-depth AMA on Tuesday next week. There's just so much stuff tonight we had planned to go over, but I wanted to bring Austin in and kind of have him explain why he is bullish on this project and excited about it. He is one of the YouTubers that I still continue to watch. I've been watching him for a while. We've talked a lot the last couple of days, and I think it's a very promising project, especially with the background of the developers, the CEOs, the companies that are involved. I mean, I think it's gonna be really big. So, Austin, I'll let you go ahead. You know, wherever you want to start. I know there's been some controversies here and there on a couple different things. So that's why I want to get your take on it for my community, and then they can look into it between now and Tuesday, and then we can just dig into it then and go through everything. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, and I really appreciate Alex and Rad for both having me on here, to talk about this. Like I said, I'm not the marketing person for this. I literally came across the project. They came across us. We've been talking about things. Like, I want to make it very clear, like, even with every single other, let's just take other projects that I've talked about. You don't always have to be paid to like a project, right? Or always be paid to talk about a project. And this is one of them, right? I just spent a lot of time because it sounded like it was a good project. So when I talked to the developing team, I just spent a lot of time and energy digesting what this was, and it just seemed very unique. And I think a lot of us are always looking for something different than what's like a traditional project that's out there. And so when you sort of come across a different project, you're like, it sort of piques your interest. And if this one definitely piqued my interest. And so I just dug into it, man. I was like, I want to know more about it. I want to know what I can do to explain it to the community. And so that's what I spent a lot of my time doing. And so I know a lot of people were, even on Twitter yesterday, were asking like, are you paid and stuff like that. I want to make it very clear that I'm not. I don't know what's going to happen, right? Maybe down the road there's an opportunity. We'll see. If it presents itself. But right now, I'm just here to really talk about it with the community. And again, why I'm excited about it is just that it's different. The development team, if you were on the Twitter Spaces, just seemed very receptive to the community. That's one positive thing here is I've always been about community building. That's what got me really into a lot of the cryptos, was because of the community. And so when you hear things like that, you want to sort of be on board with those. And then that's where it's at, man. And I just got a good vibe from it. And yeah, it's still, the team has to deliver a product, right? The team still has to come out and do right by the community and deliver things. And so all promises aside, I mean, that still has to happen. So don't get anything like, twisted on that, because I think that's the most important part. But, looking back and stepping back and looking at this, there's some potential here, guys. Like there really is. And, that's what's got me really excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was listening to the Twitter Space, the first one that they had, and another project got brought up as far as with the contract, and everybody kind of, for lack of better words, kind of freaked out about it. And so they kind of went into depth about, hey, it wasn't the actual token, or they have no relationship with the token. They just used them to make the contract. And so, when another project gets thrown into the mix like that, people are like, wait a minute, I don't like that project. I don't want to invest now. And so we talked about it a couple different times. And so it kind of got cleared up that, they kind of subbed it out and got the contract created, and that's all they used them for. So, but I agree with you. I think it's big. I mean, bringing AI to crypto and the metaverse is big. And then the people behind this actually have a company that's, I don't even know how long they've been around. Do you know, Austin, the company?
I think Augustine's been operating incognito, I think 12 or 13 years now out of Orange County, California. And I mean, like, they have an office, they have a building, like you can look it up on Google Maps. Like, these are businessmen trying to bridge real world into the metaverse and being able to bridge into blockchain. And so that's what we're getting here. We're getting people that know how to run a business that are trying to bridge into cryptocurrency. So, that's another, side piece that's, that's exciting, right? I mean, not a lot of people that we've seen in this meme coin realm of things, have a ton of business background. Some of them do, but for the most part, a lot of them are just, pumping out contracts to, see what they can do. And, but we're seeing more and more of that. We're seeing more and more projects come out that have that business savviness to it. And, we need more of that in the space.
Yeah,
it looks like they're doing really well. You can tell when people have good business sense and good web sense. Like, how much did Zuckerberg just pay for his metaverse? $10 billion with a B dollars. And it doesn't look as good as this.
Right. Exactly. And that's the difference between, I think the two is their experience and what they're bringing out. And, guys, keep in mind, and we'll dig into these things on Tuesday, but they're bringing things out almost immediately. Right? They're not saying, hey, invest in our token, buy my token so we can get your money, and then we'll start working on everything. I mean, they've got stuff coming out almost immediately. So you also don't see that very often. And that's another business side of it. Like, hey, we need to give people a reason to want to invest in this project. And for me, I was like, wow. So in the next, weeks after they launch, which we'll talk about in a second, they're going to have utilities coming out. You're just going to start pumping out utilities and exchange.
The market's become like that, where you have to have utilities from the get-go now. It's no longer the whole, okay, we're going to come out with a token, and when we get to X $1 million market cap, whatever, then we'll start building utilities. That's just, the space has changed. Too many people have been disappointed by all these promises and getting a big fat wish sandwich at the end of it. So yeah, basically I'm hearing that more often as I'm listening to spaces and hearing about people that are starting new projects, that they are coming with utility right away. So can we talk a little bit about what their utility actually is? So like they have like a retail shopping mall and stuff, right?
Yes, we could get, so the one positive thing, right, is that, everyone comes out and says utility, right? And we can all decide what utility is and what utility is not. And one of the positive things too, and I think with just this development team, is like, they're not counting, like when we say utility, like, is it really, what is utility, right? Everyone might have a different definition of utility. And the cool thing about this, and if you talk to Andrew and you talk to Augustine, is that they've accepted that we're a meme coin until we actually have utility. Like, and a lot of projects that come out, like for some reason they can't stomach saying that, right? That, hey, we're a meme coin. Because really that's what you are until you have a utility. But the cool thing is that they still won't accept that they have a utility until they drop a blockchain and actually can tie their token into the coin. And so they're going to be dropping functions of the ecosystem, which will lead into them overall having utility. And in that mindset right there, I was like, wow, like I'm already liking that you're not even considering your wallet real utility. It's a function of your ecosystem to build into your utility, and it's an important function. And just that right there, I was like, wow. Like, I mean, to even have that concept, because people can't grasp that sometimes, and they get really defensive. And I was just like, yeah, man. I mean, so really one of the functions here is the wallet. And when you watch the first Twitter space, we were talking about the metaverse and we're talking about the mall and all the e-commerce stuff. And like that metaverse is like, that's sort of down the road a little bit, but like the wallet and what the wallet function is going to do is probably one of the most important things to this entire ecosystem in general. It's going to drive everything that we have, because it's really based off of the NFTs that are built into the technology of that wallet. And that's what's going to be the driver of the ecosystem here. And so, that's what we got to focus on, because that's the thing that's going to be dropping first for this ecosystem here right after launch. And, and I, unfortunately enough, like I said, I signed an NDA to actually be able to view this, because that was one thing. It was like, oh, anyone can say they have a wallet, anyone can come out and say, oh, I got a wallet. But it was like, I want to see this, I want to see if it actually, like, you guys. And so, I signed an NDA so I could actually see it, it being used. And so again, they got to be able to deliver it. I'm sure there's going to probably be some things that they got to work through. But right now, I mean, it's, they're just changing the, what the color is going to look like and the interface and all that stuff right now. So yeah, it could be exciting stuff coming out here pretty quickly with this team.
Yeah. And like Austin said, it's kind of like the finishing touches on everything. So yeah, one thing they're waiting on right now, they're going to do a pre-sale, just a public pre-sale. The buys are going to be 0.2 to 5 ETH for the range. And then they're waiting on a CertiK audit to come back before they do the pre-sale. So I know they're hoping obviously as soon as possible, but they don't want to do a pre-sale and then have problems with the CertiK audit and then, have to wait, and everybody's had their money out and all that stuff. So they're just doing it that way. And personally, I mean, why rush it, in my opinion? Especially with the market. Yeah, it's turning. The market's turning, but it's just, there's no reason to rush it. Just like other project that we're involved with. It's like, take your time, do it right, bring it out. So there's no problems. Everybody knows you did your due diligence. And, Austin did extra steps, when he was looking at this. And if you want to talk about that, as far as what you called an old guy day for in Ponzi.
Yeah, I just felt that it was, obviously I've been friends with Ponzi for quite some time. We always kept in communication, and, that's just how it's been in this space. And, he's given me some plays that I probably should have jumped in on. He'll still hold me accountable for like Warpig's token and stuff like that, but it's okay. but one of them was, I reached out to Ponzi and I said, hey dude, like, can you, do you and old guy Dave have some time to look at this for me, and he was just like, Metamonkey, are you kidding me, dude? Like, it was like, because he's like, anything monkey, anything dog, anything cat, like I have no desire to even look into this kind of stuff. And, but he was like, okay, for you all look into it. And they take the time out of their day, to do it. And we spent like 4 hours with the team, and, they came away with a lot of things. And it was just, I think it was really well. And Ponzi spoke on the Twitter space and said, hey, this team still has to deliver. We still have an AMA scheduled with them, but they've been very receptive to everything we've said. And I think that, and again, the team docs to Ponzi and them, like they gave over their IDs and stuff like that. So if people are worried about a rug pull, that's one big thing. It's like, hey, they gave it to old guy Dave. Not only that, they're KYC through Certec. They're also doing their full audit through there and going on the Skynet. So, just look up, if no one knows what Skynet is, like I encourage you to look up Certec Skynet. It's the top of the tier for any auditing. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week auditing of the contract for bots and anything that happens to your contract. BNB has it. All top tier blue chip tokens have Skynet on there. And so this is just a premium service that they provide to make sure that nothing happens to your contract. And like, again, not a lot of tokens do this because it's expensive to do, number one, and they're already doing this outside the, coming out the gate because they want to make sure that everyone that's invested in this is protected. And that's where this whole, and we can talk about it because I think it's an elephant in the room. It still is an elephant in the room, is that, Shinja did write the contract. I want to make it very clear that Shinja was just they went to Shinja and they paid Shinobi, and then they worked with a third party person to write the contract. So it actually wasn't even written inside Shinobi. They worked with a third party person who wrote it, a completely different person than everyone said it was. Teddy did not write the contract, and Teddy's come out and said that he doesn't write contracts. And so it was just, there was a lot of stuff that was built up with that. And, in addition to that, we actually went through and provided proof back, because there was a question that came back from Ponzi and old guy Dave saying, like, what is your relationship with Shinja? Was there tokens given, all this kind of stuff? And they came back and provided all the information back to old guy Dave and Ponzi of like everything that happened, all the communication and the payments, and to show like, hey, we're being truthful about this. And, and that's what it's about, dude. Like, if someone's going to come in and say this, like, back it up. And they did. And I'm very happy, because it's like everything that they've said that they've done. So it's very, very, very impressive. So.
Yeah, I agree. And, it's going back to the whole business thing. Is the people, in my opinion, they come out, they've had businesses for 10 years plus, they KYC, they have a lot to lose because people know who they are. They have these businesses. They do well for themselves. Someone asked in the Twitter space, you have money, so that's another thing for me, is they have a lot more to lose than, when I invest in a project, I say this a lot, I invest in the devs and the team. The token is great, but what the token's going to do, but if the team's not actually going to work for you because they're working for you, then, and I don't know who they are. How do you trust somebody you don't know? To me, that's crazy.
I agree 100% with you, dude. And I'll give you an example, man. I've been a big part of the, Bobotama, right? And they've gone through their trials and tribulations and had some issues with all their things. But to me, it's not even about the token. It's about the community over there. And that development team has proven, like, dude, they've worked through like just thick and thin over there to get what they need, and they still, they fell flat, and they're still here delivering. And to me, it is about the development team. Like, you're investing in the development team and the community, and yeah, I have to agree with you 100% on that, dude. And that's what it's about. Yeah,
and it's crazy that everybody that I've talked to about this, I've talked to 3 or 4 people just this morning and yesterday, and they're like, "Wow, yeah, I'm down," because of everything that we've talked about. And there's tons of projects coming out, tons of projects and tons of NFT projects. And I'm not one that just jumps into just anything. I'm just not, wasting money is not part of my DNA. So being able to buy and be part of another community is awesome. And the community is great too. Get into the Telegram and see, fans in there all the time, and a bunch of other moderators, and it's great. Right. And the plan is to keep it that way. We've talked about other communities, how they started out like this Terrarium, and it dies, so to keep that going is awesome too. So,
yeah, Tim Shea saying, I'm holding strong for Bobotama. Me too, bro. I'm holding strong for Bobotama as well, man.
I know, we talked about that the other night. That's funny. So,
But and again, and talk about utility. One thing, Alex, talk about utility too. It's like, it's not even just about the utility of it too. It's about being able to monetize, their services, because they are licensed and registered to take this technology from NS Labs and be able to share that wealth with other projects that are up and coming and maybe lack utility, and maybe they find a way to work with Metamonkey AI and they're able to bridge that. And next thing you know, that they monetize the service to another cryptocurrency project. And Metamonkey's, they're here to make money. It's a for-profit business. Don't get me wrong. We are that one of the big things about it is making sure that they're taking some of their tokenomics and giving back to the institution, right? Back to the academic side of it, which is awesome. And how, Augustine has presented that, and I really like how he presented why that's important, so they can grow their own institution, grow their technology in the third world countries, so they could take technology back to their countries. Like, dude, like that alone right there, because we talk about donationary tokens and how donationary tokens don't work, but this is like a donation that goes back to the institution that's building the technology that you're able to license now and put out into the world and help other projects come up because they've maybe lacked development or whatever it might be. Like, there's just so much to it. And when you start to really piece that together on all the avenues that they're going to go down with this, it was like, it blew my mind. That's where I'm saying, I was just like, wow, I haven't seen this in the space yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And the so many projects that I've gotten into before where it was based on promises. All right. And we just talked about this, but when you can get into a project that has actual utility coming out right away, and just for anybody that's here now, before we talked about it, they've got stuff coming out within the first, I don't want to say a couple of weeks, but within the first, 30 days, probably at least, of actual utility that can be used. And that's huge. There's tons of projects that still have no utility and have, you have NFTs. So that's not a utility. I mean, let's be honest. Staking. Okay, great. Everybody does staking now, right? Not to me.
It's a lot of NFTs come out like as soon as you buy them, they're automatically staked. That's a feature that I'm starting to see.
Oh, really?
That's
crazy.
A feature I've heard a lot this week. Actually, it's really interesting. I just heard a number this morning that last month, 15,000 active wallets trading NFTs. That's it. And if you think about it, how many of those are burners? Because I was actually in an NFT space and somebody was coming out with an idea. It's a great idea. I sent it to you to take a look at because I think it'd be interesting to get the guys on the show. But they were kind of they were feeling around to kind of get a number. How many NFTs should we release? And they were thinking to release 10,000 NFTs. Well, unless you've got a really, really low price on your NFTs, good luck selling 10,000 right now, because if there's only 15,000 wallets actively trading, you've got to capture 2/3 of the market to sell 10,000 NFTs. Yeah. So the market is just absolutely saturated with NFT projects compared to number of actual traders right now.
Yeah, and I think I want to roll that what you just said there into what Kruger was just saying there, and hope. Sorry, Alex, I just when reading this, like, what is the real world use case of this? And so, how I envision this, and again, this is how it's going to roll. This is how it's going to look, and I think this is again what excited me the most. And when it comes to regulation, we all know that the whole securities and commodities and all that stuff is still up in the air on what is a commodity, what is a what is a currency, all that kind of stuff. And there's real no, like, nothing's really shed a ton of light on that. What we do know for a fact, though, that NFTs, are not part of that discussion, right? They're not part of the securities commodities discussion. So that's why the NFTs, I mean, in all reality, could be the future. And I still believe that NFTs, I'm not a big NFT guy until ApeCoin came out and opened up my eyes on what could really take place with NFTs. And now here you have Metamonkey really taking these NFTs, and like I said, my example is that you go into the metaverse, or maybe you just go online and you have these you're going to Nordstrom Rack and there's 15 white shirts on the shelf. Well, each of those white shirts are an NFT that's cost $15.99 to buy. And so when you go in there, you take the wallet that has that capability in there, and you're using that wallet to now purchase that NFT of that white shirt. And now you're going and you bought that white shirt. That NFT is like a receipt to you now of ownership of that white shirt that now you're receiving. And so say you go and you buy 15 white shirts. Well, now you have 15 NFTs that you purchased with cryptocurrency. And instead of transacting, instead of using currencies to purchase it, you're basically going through like Ethereum to the NFT, which is then, however they want to take it out, whether it's in fiat or cryptocurrency on their side, it's up to them. But that's what you're buying. You're buying the NFT and getting a physical product. And so to me, I'm like, that right there is exciting. I mean, if you could actually really bridge that and bring it into like e-commerce side and into the metaverse, like that's right there has sold me on why this is exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And just to go back to what Rad was saying about NFTs, when NFTs started a year ago, it's totally different game nowadays. NFTs are coming out with utility, and they're coming out with things that you can use them for. And so, a year ago when they came out, it was like, well, it's kind of just a PNG, or it's a picture, right? Well, now it's changing the game, whether you're using them in a game or you're staking them or whatever the case is. They're having to get somewhat creative with NFTs, because the way they were, it was just, and when they became a craze, like Rad said, they just saturated the market, and now they're everywhere. And so, in my opinion, if you want to keep bringing out NFTs, you got to be able to use them somehow. So do you want to respond to that?
Oh, it's because people were asking about, I kept saying, it's sediment of the market. And then they were like, is it sediment or sentiment? Like, so Jesus. All right. Big Armory. All right.
You can't escape it anywhere, apparently, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good. That's too funny.
Minting price, no minting price at this point, as far as I've heard.
Yeah, I think the minting. I think when you're talking about the NFT side of it, I mean, maybe there's a minting price built into the price of purchasing that item. Like I said, right now they're working with a wine library, like a wine store where it's more for fancier wines. And if you are a collector of wines, and maybe there's a $7,000 bottle of wine. Well, what you would do is you would purchase that bottle of wine, and now you have that, the ownership of that is through an NFT. And this is currently being used right now with Metamonkey's technology. And so you would buy that bottle of wine, it's stored in, say, France, Bordeaux, France, and, stored inside their chateau. And then say you go and you sell that, right? You'd sell that NFT to the next person, and you're not actually shifting the bottle unless you physically want it. Then you could actually do that. So there's a lot of different ways that they're doing that, just from like a collector standpoint, maybe even from purchasing daily wines or alcohols to doing, the e-commerce side of things. And so I just think there's a lot of avenues when you start really bridging how to take real world, which is what their goal is, take real world, industries and bring it into the metaverse and bring it into the blockchain. And then how can you purchase those goods from all those e-commerce, industries? And, like I said, you can sit here for days and probably go over all the ideas of what can happen with it. And it's like I said, I mean, that's what got me into this. That's why I started talking about it. Regardless of whether I become a part of the team or not, I think that this is a solid project because of that. Again, they got to deliver it. They got to make sure it goes through. I'm sure there'll be some hiccups like that with everything, but they'll be able to figure it out. They got the technology in South Korea, and again, we'll have to wait and see. So,
yeah, it's one of those things. The race is on. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the names of the competitors off the top of my head, but I know I've seen at least 2 or 3 competitors in the last week of people that are claiming that they are going to open metaverse malls and bring retail to Web3. And so, I mean, it's kind of like Web 1 and Web 2 all over again. Everybody knows what the possibilities are. Everybody knows what the use cases can be. It's just going to be who's going to bring it and who's going to deliver it in a fashion that consumers are going to like, because just because you land something doesn't mean people are going to like it. But I think it's very, I'm so ill today. I'm so sorry. I think it's really good that, I hate using the word good. It's really good that you mentioned that when they're in spaces that these guys are open to community feedback, because if you just plop something down and say, here's what we built and you're going to like it. Well, we know from Web 1 and Web 2 that the companies that do that, again, look at Meta and how bad they're doing. It's like, here's Facebook and you're going to use it. You're going to like it. And everybody hates it now. And so they've gone somewhere else. So being first isn't always necessarily the key. It's, it's bringing something and again, being adaptable. And it comes back to that listening to community. Very, very important.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. So I'm just going to go and answer some questions. I did see that it was a requirement to have 10 ETH worth of Metamonkey token to have access to the NFTs. So I don't know if we have any more information on that, or, everything's subject to change too. You never know. But pre-sales only, I did see JFRAS 2, the 0.2 to 5 ETH is for pre-sale. So you'll have to make, different purchase. You have to buy more after pre-sale to be able to get to that point. But, like I said, that may be subject to change too.
or price increases, right, based off of how many people buy in. And there was another question up here earlier about I think it was Krugrass again. It said, is Metamonkey coming out with their own token? And that is the goal. I mean, behind this is every token here. If you do not have a blockchain, the chances of you really having some utility is very difficult. I think a lot of us know this by now, that although tokens come out and say they have utility and say that they're doing these things, like, until you are like using your token as a form of currency on your blockchain or on a blockchain, or using it to where someone needs your cryptocurrency, like you really technically do not have utility until that day exists. You know what I mean? And we can go down a ton of scenarios out there. And I get people can argue back and forth of what they believe utility is. To me, that's what utility is for me, right? Like, people need to be using your token to drive either their own dApps, their own projects, their own protocols, and use it as a form of currency within whatever your ecosystem is. And so, their goal is to eventually drop a blockchain. And like I said, this technology that's out there right now with NS Labs is that they've already built blockchains. It's now just adapting it to whatever Metamonkey AI wants to do for their ecosystem. So, the technology is there. It's just a matter of adapting it to what they want to do with it. And so technology is at their fingertips right now. It's just a matter of how they're going to be able to manipulate it into the metaverse and into the direction that they want to go, which is, like I said, fantastic. It's already there for a lot of this. And and right now, it would be probably ETH only at this point, since it is an ERC20. But bridges are becoming easier and easier to build into these tokens and these ecosystems. I mean, it would be fantastic if they were able to bring in Polygon or BNB, cheaper gas and faster transactions. So I'm sure that's all on the board with you or with this team. I mean, it's already been discussed, and it's there for the taking, like Brad said.
Yeah, for sure. So. I don't think we'll go into any more in depth tonight about it. We just
sorry, I give away a lot.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I came ready, man. I came ready for this, dude.
But like I said, on Tuesday, Austin and I will be back on here, and we're gonna kind of go through the website, the roadmap, NFTs, the wallet that they're coming out with, the team, and we'll go through all of that stuff for all you guys. And I know there's some other AMAs that are going to be going on too. But again, look into it on your own between now and then, and form your own opinion too. And I think it's going to be a really great project. So
we have an AMA. We'll have an AMA tomorrow with Rodney, My Crypto Journey, and then Tuesday back with you. And I think I'm going to try to get Augustine on here, the CEO, to take part in this. And you can ask the questions to the CEO of Metamonkey. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let's make sure we put that on the calendar, because I don't have that one on there yet.
I'll put it on there as soon as. Tonight I'll put it on there when I get off of here. But,
excellent. And Austin, make sure you put all your shows on there too. If you've got recurring days and times, just DM me, and we'll
I'm gonna have to drop that link, Alex, in the chat there, or in the Telegram's chat to myself there, so I can take a look at this and how this whole thing works. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and
get all your stuff listed.
Kind of one of those things where we're trying to get it out there, because we got to have something where we can keep track of everything. I mean, it's going to get so crazy with all these different projects and stuff starts coming out.
All the time, people will be like, "What did you hear the space this morning?" It's like, I didn't even know there was a space for that particular project this morning. How am I supposed to know when you look at the calendar, and sometimes there's like 3 things happening at the same time. You got a poker tournament at the same time as a YouTube, the same time as a Twitch streams. Like, I can't be in all these places at once, but at least if I know about them, I can choose which one I need to watch live and which ones I need to like replay later, and try to figure out a game plan for the day.
Yeah. And to answer Brian's question there, we all found out about this at the same time. I mean, no one was privy to the conversations. I don't know what the conversations were offline. This is all presented at the same time in Telegram, like everyone else. And so, maybe those are questions you got to ask, Augustine. And, again, I don't have an answer. And hopefully when we have Augustine out here, if that question comes up, maybe it's a question that we can address then. So I don't think any of us really know yet what transpired behind the scenes with all that. So.
Yeah. And, when Austin and I talked yesterday, and some other guys, it was the same thing. We all found out about it at the same time. And, there really were no answers. They just put out that message and kind of blanketed it with, no longer doing it. So, can't really answer that. But yeah, if he's on Tuesday, we can ask, and if he can answer, obviously, I don't think he'll probably go in too much in depth, but maybe he can elaborate on it a little bit. And because I talked to Larry also, and I watch his YouTube, and I think Larry's a great guy. So who knows what happened? YouTubers come and go with projects all the time, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So. But sweet, man. No, I'm excited for Tuesday, man. Same. Are you do you come on here same time, 5 p.m.? Is that sort of your stream time?
Yeah, I've done later, and it just takes a toll on me after a while. Doing 9 o'clock, so we stream for a couple hours, and then I talk to other guys at night for a couple hours, and I get up in the morning. Of course, I stay home with my girls, so it's like they'll be like, "Let's do something." I'm like, "No, I don't want to do anything."
And you're Central Time, right?
Yeah, so it's 7:30 here now.
It's not too bad.
Late streams are good though too, because I can just sit on here and stream as long as I want. My girls are in bed, so it doesn't, I don't have my wife texting me like, "Hey, are you almost done?" So
are you done?
But again, it's just so late. But I guess I'm getting old. I don't know. But I appreciate you coming on, Austin. You're welcome to stay if you want. We're gonna kind of dig in some other stuff. Of course, we're gonna talk about Para. That I'm, Rad and I are pretty heavy into that. You're welcome to stay and listen and chime in if you want, or you're welcome to go to whatever you want to do.
I gotta get on a phone call, but I'm gonna get on and listen to it on the stream here when I get off, and go from there. And like I said, I really appreciate you both letting me on here to just talk about this real quick. And like I said, look forward to Tuesday for real. So
that's exactly right, Cougar.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. yeah, brother. Yeah, hop off. Wow, Andrew. Really appreciate that, man.
Wow. Yeah. What's up, Andrew?
That is awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. And we're really, just since you're here, we're really excited about it. He's one of the co-founders of Metamonkey. So we're really excited about it. I'm excited to cover Metamonkey as going forward and just kind of putting it out there. We're all here to make money, and I want to, tell people about projects that are good and that I'm involved in. And
we never make any money. We spend it all in gas doing giveaways every week.
Or buying NFTs that you drag me into. I'll blame Rad till the day I die. But
you went willingly. Austin, that's all I have to say. You went willingly. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him buy an NFT.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
But I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Tuesday, we'll be on here, and really, really appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you Tuesday.
All right, Austin. All right. Thank you. Have a good night, brother.
Good night.
All right, guys. Well, that was great.
What do you want to hit first?
Oh,
Pera, I guess. Bring up the website. Let's see your beautiful portrait.
Nobody wants to see that. So we'll hit that first. So,
but we can, because there's other people as well that just got added in. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover just on the website. Oh my God.
Yeah. So we the Hump Day Huddle was yesterday. Obviously, everybody knows that. But I had to re-listen to it again today because I was afraid I was going to miss an important part of it, because there's so much. And of course, as we're co-hosting it, you're trying to bring people up and you're not totally 100% listening. So
I do the same thing as the host. I can't. I'm trying to figure out who's on next and what's happening. And I got people going at me in Telegram. I got people going at me on the Pera account and my own account on Twitter. And it's like a complete shit show every Wednesday. I don't know how we hold it together, but somehow we do. But for me, I have to go back and listen to it because I don't have a clue what's happening while it's actually taking place.
Yep, I agree. And it's pretty crazy. But so it's just, Para's crazy. It's been crazy for us for the last 6 months, but we'll hit the roadmap in a minute. Let's go on. They've been adding team members, right?
Yeah.
And the first edition was Cameron.
Cameron from List.
Came from List, yep. And he was the dev from List with the aggregator site with kind of like CoinMarketCap. So he was added. Para acquired List and merged with List. And so he's on board now, and he's already been a huge addition. He recommended Spencer, who is now doing, staking platform and all that stuff. So he's already helped out in his weight in gold already. And Lee just raved about him on the huddle yesterday. And I've talked to him personally and been involved with some stuff with him. And I agree. He's very personable. He's very easy to get along with. He fits in really well. So,
and he's not just a lightweight. Like, this is a guy who's been around the industry and worked with major players. And he's got quite the background. So very fortunate to have him on board.
Yep.
And then, I got an update. Look at that. You know, my other photo was 10 years old. Nobody noticed. So I felt like I was cheating. I told them, yeah, you might as well get something that shows that I'm an old lady now.
Instead of your Twitter photo?
Yeah. I'm still 30 on Twitter.
So, you know, and then of course, yesterday they added me to it for, you know, to be the media guy. So I'm really excited. We're going to start putting out, that's another check mark, start putting out some content on YouTube, on the Para YouTube channel, which I'm excited about. You know, I've got tons going on here. And so I'm going to split and do, you know, I think we might do some live streams on Saturday, maybe.
Look, Lee's photo changed. Kruger noticed it.
He changed again?
He changed again. He can never make up his mind what photo he's like an Instagram girl. He can't choose his photo. He's like change his profile pic all the time. I had the same profile pic for 13 years. Okay. Like, I'm just saying.
I'm kind of scared of what he's going to put on there next.
I like the tactical one.
I know, me too.
One in the tactical. He looked like he was like ready to go and, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like on a movie or something. Just rescue the hostages. It was great.
So, you know, I'm excited. The Para YouTube's been pretty quiet. We had kind of planned on doing more stuff on there, and it just, with everything that's been going on, we just haven't. And so we're gonna get back to that, putting some content on there. Like I said, doing some live streams around lunchtime on Saturdays, so we can, as things start to roll out, there's going to be a lot of interest and a lot of questions. And so Cameron and I, the plan is to get on there on Saturdays, answer questions, go through stuff if we need to, whether it be staking platform, helping people with that, or whatever the case is. We're going to be more present on there. I think YouTube works a little bit better than Twitter. Everybody knows my opinion on Twitter Spaces.
Mine too.
They're great, right? I mean, every 5 seconds, I feel like I'm getting kicked out or somebody's getting kicked out. And so, but anyway, that's the plan for there. We're putting some stuff together. I'm really excited. I've been kind of on the team for a while, and this is just, we're going to be doing more and helping out more. And I'm really excited. Lee does a lot. So we're always telling him what, you know, I text him every day almost like, hey, what can I do? What can I help you with? Is there anything I can do? You know, you need a shoulder to cry on, because, you know, he's doing so much. He's a great guy. I'll say this again. If you ever have a
wall of unpaid monkeys.
that's what Lee said. He goes, welcome to the group of everybody unpaid. And I'm like, hey, you know, we're all gonna get paid eventually. You know, it's gonna happen.
Care to $1. Who's gonna care when that happens, right?
Right. Exactly. Okay. So, and then we got Jeff.
And advisors,
Jeff, Dwight, and Troy. I know both of these guys here. Both great guys as well. I don't know Troy. I've been meaning to ask. Is Troy one of Jeff's friends? I can't remember. Anyway, but you know, great. I trust that whoever Lee puts up here is going to be good for Para. So
I mean, you take a look at these guys' LinkedIn's, and you know these are. I mean, like, is it? I think it's Dwight. That's like, he's already retired, man.
Yeah, he was a high up at Cerner.
Yeah,
if you look at his LinkedIn,
already retired and living his life with his family, and it's like,
he's an Excel guru. He does a lot of Excel stuff, and he's great. He's helped us do a lot of stuff. So I'm really excited with everything that we have going on here. I think it's a really solid team. If you look at everybody's backgrounds, everybody brings something to the table, and it's just getting stronger. And Para's only going to get stronger. So the team's just one step. So that being said, we'll go to the roadmap. If you haven't seen the roadmap yet, holy crap, it is extremely robust. It's amazing. I mean,
it's crazy. Q3 is insanity.
Huge.
Like, most people don't have a roadmap like that for their entire first year, and we've got all that in third quarter alone. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if I said take a look at it, a lot of stuff that, I don't know, not necessarily forgotten about, but it's on here, and you read it and you're like, wow. When Lee said again, I listened to Huddle again. He's like, we got 25 things that we got working on, and all hinges on doing this. And you're like, what could he be? That's ridiculous. He's got so much going on. And keep in mind, he's been doing this by himself for the most part. I mean, he's got James and Jesse helping with, exchanges and stuff like that. But as far as
that kind of stuff,
the contract stuff and all that stuff, he's been shouldering a lot of that. And doing a lot of it himself. So
Tony Bob asks website is para.global.
Yep, Kruger got it.
Aha.
And Jay Frass.
I didn't scroll that far down yet.
Jay Frass is one of our mods and on Telegram, and he's really good. Another person you can always message, and same with Kruger. They both can help everybody out with whatever they need.
But it's going to be big. It's going to be big for Pera next week. I know that Lee is hoping to drop. I don't know. He said staking next week would be dependent on 5 or 6 other things to happen next week.
Yeah.
So get ready for a lot, because I didn't know. I didn't know what they are. Everybody always asks me. Everybody always DMs me, Rad, we know you know. Now, sometimes I just don't, And even if I did, I have an NDA. But quite honestly, if I'm telling you I don't know, I don't know. If I do know, I'll tell you I know, but I have an NDA. I can't tell you. Most of the time, I just don't know. So what those 5 or 6 things are, I have no idea. Only that staking should be one of them.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest hopes. I know we've all been waiting for staking to come out, and they're hoping for next week. So everybody, get your Pera bought, get your NFTs bought. He was talking about maybe expecting to sell quite a bit more NFTs once the staking comes out, because it's a multiplier, guys. For anybody in here that doesn't know, hey, welcome, V. Good to see you, brother.
Nice.
Doesn't know about the staking, there's multipliers by different times and how many NFTs you stake. And so if you guys have questions, we won't go into that again here tonight, but if you guys have any questions about any of that, please message us, me, Rad. Keep in mind, we do have blue stars next to our names in Telegram. So if it doesn't have blue star, it's not us. And so does Lee. But any questions, message us, we'll answer. And when it comes out, the plan is for me and Lee to jump on, and maybe Cameron and Spencer, I'm not sure, to jump on YouTube and go through the staking so everybody can see it. And then I'll probably make my own video on here on how to do it. That way down the road, when we get a year from now or whatever, it's still there. And people,
now's the time to be thinking about your strategies for staking, how you want to do it, remembering that there's 4 different time locks: 30, 90, 60. I was out of water. I'm
30, 60, 90, 120.
30, 60, 90, 120 days. And and of course, those NFTs that act as 5% multipliers, that you can stake up to 20 NFTs on one stake for 100% amplifier. So get a strategy together, guys. Otherwise, you won't be ready next week.
Jay Frass. We'll get to that, Jay Frass. Tony Bob, it's already launched. So you can buy it on Uniswap, XT, Hotbit. I recommend buying it 1 inch. I recommend buying it in the DeFi wallet. You can't stake from the exchanges. So if you have tokens on the exchanges, you won't be able to stake from there. So I would just do a Coinbase wallet, Trust wallet, MetaMask wallet, whatever the case is. Buy it on Uniswap or 1 inch and buy it that way. So we'll go ahead and talk about this now. The mysterious third multiplier. Yes. So Lee mentioned this yesterday, and of course now my first thought is great. Now I have no idea what this is.
I didn't either.
So right now you have time multipliers, like I was saying, and NFT multipliers. There's going to be a mysterious third multiplier, and we have no idea what it is. He dropped it just like Lee does every week. Oh, I don't have that much. And then he drops like 15 things. We're like, what do you mean? You don't have anything. He just throws us out. Oh, there's going to be a third multiplier.
It's like every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night when he is about to head out of his office, I will send him a message and say, so what do you got for us tomorrow? What is the news breaking tomorrow? And he'll say, I don't really have anything. And so then I sit up all night, panicked about, I've got to fill an hour to 90 minutes of this huddle. What are we going to talk about? I've got 0 things. We're going to have to really, really extend out the giveaways and do silly things like give away clown NFTs and try to scare other moderators. But it's just like, then he gets on and he's got so much, and I'm always relieved. But
and then we go an hour and a half into it. And now all of a sudden, then one day it was 2 hours. It was like 12:05, and we're like, holy crap, we've been here for 2 hours. So, MG. So yeah, we'll go back down. So the 3 advisors. Dwight is acquaintance of Lee, and he he worked at Cerner high up. If you look at his LinkedIn page, that's what I got from that.
Troy, I believe, worked with a bunch of, I might be getting guys mixed up here, but from off the top of my head, a bunch of energy companies or something. Okay. Am I right? Florida, I think.
It's been a while. I mean, we talked. It's been a while since we talked about them. But these are all guys that have a lot to bring to the table as far as advising for Lee.
But their LinkedIn's right there under their profile. So if you want to know who these guys are, what kind of experience and background they're bringing to the table, why they're suitable as advisors, you can go ahead and click their LinkedIn. I think everybody should get their LinkedIns updated soon. I did a LinkedIn. I'm like, I do stuff. I've done stuff.
Brad just got Twitter. See, I have YouTube.
I know you got off. That was your get out of jail free card. You didn't have to do a LinkedIn. You're like, I'm Mr. YouTube. Yeah. I'm sitting there for 2 nights going, oh, what's my life experience? And how do I compact this into
It's funny. I messaged Lee and I'm like, hey, thanks for putting the YouTube on there. It's great. I love it, And he's like, actually, that was all James. And I'm like, so I messaged James, but I thought that was great. Had no idea they were going to do that. But they do everything the right way. I mean, they're doing everything right. They're making sure, just to go on another topic, staking's taken a while, but they wanted to make sure they got penetration testing done through CERTIC, and they wanted to make sure, all that stuff. They wanted to make sure it was perfect.
And insurance. Right. Who wants to do anything unless you have it insured? What if everybody connects to the wallet and something goes majorly wrong? Like, I don't think it will, because they've gone through all the CERTIC and all the other process to ensure that it won't. But in the very, very unlikely event, but never say never, right?
Right.
They want to have insurances in place so that if something goes askew or there's foul play from an outside third party and something goes wrong at any point, there's insurance.
Yep. I agree. 100%. And so, man, okay. So another thing too, we'll just go to the DAG right now. They've got the first DAG POS integration piece that there was something else that they had to do, and then hopefully that was going to be moving forward. So that's huge. And we've all speculated on location. What company is it? We have no idea. We still haven't had that released yet. So once it's final, we'll hear about that. But that's exciting. Everything's getting so close, guys.
But that big retailer, Lee said that they just were waiting on him to give them one more piece of information. And he was getting back to them last Wednesday after the huddle to get the information to them and get that POS integration happening. Once again, guys, for those of you looking for the clues, here are the clues, because we don't know. I don't know. I have a very good idea who, but here are the clues. It's a company based out of Arkansas. That's like the biggest clue ever, which is why I think who I think it is. Okay, company based out of Arkansas, has between 1,000 and 10,000 retail locations, has to have a substantial online retail, because that's where they're going to be kicking the DAG off first. They're going to be kicking it off in the retailers' online sales division. So I don't think it's somebody who sells one t-shirt every other month. It's going to be somebody that can really pound that system and make sure that system is going to be, impenetrable and just working at all levels to be able to go into the away from keyboard physical retail realm. So those are the clues. Oh, and the other big clue that they use Linux system for their POS, the SLES system. So the little chameleon logo. So that's the clues. Try to figure out who the retailer is. I think I know who it is. I think it starts with W. But But don't quote me on that. Go and do your own research and see who you can find who's based out of Arkansas with over 1,000 locations with up to 10. Wiley said up to 10 makes me think that it has to be a very, very big number, because otherwise, why would you say, wouldn't you say between 1 and 2? Why say between 1 and 10,000? So it's got to be somewhere toward that higher number, I think, with a big retail division. Figure out who it is, and then, decide
it'll be. We joked about having a Who Was Right stream about pretty much everything going on with Pera. But one real quick, Brian, man, I'm sorry. I'm not part of the team. I've seen you come in here a couple times. I don't know if Augustine's on here on Tuesday. I will ask him for sure. So come by. But man, I can't answer that question. So,
we're just reviewers. We just review stuff.
We're just promoters, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not part of the Metamonkey team. I just saw the statement. No, you're good, man. You're good.
That'll happen to you.
I get it.
That'll happen to you.
Hey, if I can find out, I'll let y'all know, because I truly don't know. Like I said, I've talked to Larry a couple times about doing stuff for Metamonkey, and that was then, and now we're where we are now. And then, like Austin said, it kind of came to us all at the same time. So Tuesday, come check us out. I'll ask, and if Augustine can elaborate on it, he will. They've done everything that everybody's asked of them this far. So shy of saying exactly what happened, I'm sure, whether it just didn't work out or they had a disagreement, whatever the case is, I'm sure he'll elaborate. So come check it out Tuesday. We'll find out. No, he's in the right space, Kruger. We were talking about it earlier when Austin was on, so he's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so did the roadmap. I was talking about the DAG. And guys, Tim, I'll go back to your question. So, like Kruger said, there's a million reasons, to be honest with you, about why to invest in Pera. And I'm not going to tell you to invest in Pera whatsoever. I'll tell you why we love the project. One, because of the team. Lee has been incredible since day one. They also, another reason I got into it is because they donate to veterans. They do life-changing events for veterans and their families. And they take money from the marketing and they go donation wallet, and they go towards that. They've done some already this year. They've donated. They're partners with Randy Couture's foundation. And one little thing about his foundation is 100% of the money that goes into his foundation goes back out again.
All goes to veterans.
All of it.
Every cent.
So Convoy for Hope, 93% goes out. Just two fantastic organizations that they paired with to make sure money goes to veterans and their families. So that's another reason. We use mass adoption for crypto based on the DAG bridge. The DAG bridge is what's going to bring crypto to you to be able to walk in and buy a sandwich with whatever you put it.
Whatever you like. Pera, top 25 blockchains on the DAG on day one. We have an unlimited, it's completely scalable, never could be maxed out, 100,000 transactions per second. Like Visa only does 2,000 just as a comparison, and they are the world's biggest payment processors of Visa. So we can do like 50 times even more than Visa. But those top 25 out the gate, it's like, dude, what do you want to pay with? You want to pay with Bitcoin? You want to pay with Dogecoin? You want to pay with Solana? You want to pay with Cardano? Whatever, right? It's like,
whatever.
I want to get gas. I want to get my...
The biggest keyword there was blockchain. Okay, not necessarily token, but blockchain, right? It's a bridge.
Right.
Literally. And I did a video on DAG bridges based on crypto. So check it out. It's very informative. It kind of makes you go, holy crap. The words as far as replacing blockchains is in there. I mean, it's fees are low. Transactions a second are almost endless. They don't really know how many they can do. So possibilities there. And I want to make this clear too. It's not about the DAG bridge. It's about how it's built and how it's being implemented. Okay. They use DAG bridges for medical billing and other things already. It's not about that. They're not reinventing the wheel. They're just doing it different. And who is a huge part of implementation. Huge part.
I just think that for me, if I were because I got in on Pera, I found it on day one of launch. I bought it on day 3 because I wanted to do my background research on the devs and everything. But if I were somebody who was looking at this stage in the game to invest in something and I was like, hey, what's around? This one would be a no-brainer for me simply because there is no other. I actually made a graphic of this. I don't have it on me right now, but I'll put it up on Twitter sometime. If you look at what utilities generally do, so if you're doing a utility, it generally benefits the project that built that utility. And then if you do something like a hard fork on Ethereum, like Ethereum 2.0, it benefits people on that chain. There is nothing else that I have seen anywhere in Web3 that is going to take initially 25, but potentially as many as we want blockchains and give all of them and away from keyboard use. Nobody else is offering. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of real estate agents in New Hampshire where you can buy a house with Bitcoin, or you can buy a movie ticket with Dogecoin at like AMC or something, right? But they're not integrating all of these blockchains all at once at various retail locations. And that's where this is so big. So yeah, if I was going to say what's the biggest thing for me, it would be that, because it's not just about Pera and it's not just about ERC20, where we're based on ERC20. It's about all the blockchains together. And if anything was going to make a bull run for crypto to happen, I would say this, backed by the fact that the Senate is now considering a bill to make it that if you pay with crypto at point of sales, there will be no capital gains tax on that. That is nuts. Like, the timing couldn't be better for Pera that the Senate is talking about this. This is like made me so excited. I'm just like, not only do we have this amazing technology, but the government wants to make it capital gains tax free if you use, I don't know, how will you pay at retail? I guess you'll have to use Pera's DAG. Ah, perfect. So no brainer.
Yep. And Flip, Pera's already launched. So you can go on Uniswap, you can buy it DeFi. There are exchanges. I just don't really recommend doing it because staking is going to be coming out soon and you can't stake from the exchanges. There's also an NFT collection, which I'll pull up real quick.
Yeah, bring up the Para preppers. I mean, we've already got 2 series of NFTs, and I'm currently helping to finalize the next set of NFTs we have coming, which when I tell you they're 3D, there's no word. Alex saw what I was into earlier, and the level of detail, is like every hair on this dog, every piece of fluff on his balaclava and his scarf, and you can zoom in like better than photo quality. Oh my God.
One thing you made me realize was you're like the lighting. So I looked at it and I'm like, holy crap, you're right. It's incredible, guys. I'm telling you, if you, I love the preppers. Another cool thing, guys, listen, before I forget, they sent out OG preppers. Everybody that's held through V1 to V2 to V3, they sent us all free NFTs that are stakeable. Okay. So we didn't have to pay for an NFT and we get to stake it and make passive income. It's a 5% multiplier. So they gave us an NFT to make free money on because we were loyal holders and we stayed with them through everything. And we could do a live stream just based on everything Pera's been through. I mean, we are.
That's the other thing. It has not been easy skating for Pera. It has just been blast after. We did a version 2 back in February. And then it turns out that like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and Uniswap, between the 3 of them, messed that contract, how they read it up so badly that nobody could even buy the token. They could only sell. So the chart had only one way it could go. And after like 3 weeks, we realized we have to launch again. So we did 2 migrations in a month. Like, tell me any other project that has to put up with this BS. But guess what? We're still here. And that's what I love about this team is we just keep fighting.
Right. So real quick, Flip. Okay, so you're talking about Metamonkey. Metamonkey, they haven't announced the pre-sale yet.
No.
They're waiting for Certic Audit to come back and make sure everything's good before they announce pre-sale. It'll be public sale, no private pre-sale.
Maybe they'll know more by Tuesday.
What's that? Yeah.
Maybe they'll know more by Tuesday when you have your.
I think it's at 78% is what I saw for the Certic Audit. But the pre-sale will be 0.2 ETH as your minimum and 5 ETH as your max. So just to let you prepare for that. And guys, if you have questions about Metamonkey, if I can answer them, I for sure will. So put it in the chat. That's how we started tonight. This is I consider this a community stream. We talk about Pera. We'll talk about Metamonkey. We'll talk about clowns. We'll talk about Escapeverse, Babyhops. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about whatever, because those are projects we believe in and we like. So if you guys have questions, if I can't answer them, man, I'll write it down and I'll ask it on Tuesday, because we will be back here on Tuesday with Austin, and he's hoping to bring on Augustine, which is the co-founder. So watch out for that. We'll get whatever question you guys answered then. So, but yeah, keep them coming. We'll answer everything. So go back to Para Pros Alpha unit's going to be coming out first. It's ready to go for the most part. Rad's got some work to do on them, but some work I should. We won't go into that.
Where's Wally? I'm playing Where's Wally. It's not gonna.
But
when I get permission, maybe by next week, I'll get permission to be able to maybe show you one of these guys. Show you what I'm dealing with right now. These are drawn up. By no means think that I'm doing any of the artistic work on these. I'm not. But yeah, just like getting ready for the JSON files and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that the next series that we have are all constructed completely by hand. They're not generative. So I just got landed 100 NFTs that I have to go in and visually look at them and figure out what are the recurring dynamics and attributes that are changing here. What are the variations? And I came to realize within the first 10 minutes that you got to be somebody who knows a lot about tactical stuff, because there's like at least 20 different types of camo. Thank God I'm like a camo expert. I've spent years in Camopedia learning to identify, what's the difference between OCP and MARPAT. So it's like, it's a crazy level stuff. Crazy. Nothing like it in the space at all. Yeah, I guarantee it.
So the Metamonkey preset, it'll be for tokens. It'll be for their ERC20 token that they're launching. Supply and price and all that stuff has not been finalized as far as I know. So I'm not gonna, we don't know price of pre-sale or whatever. So as soon as I know, man, I'll make sure and let everybody know. I'll make a post on Twitter, and maybe by Tuesday, like Brad said, maybe by Tuesday we'll know. They may get started audit back by Monday, and if everything's good, they may announce, when they're gonna launch. I'm excited. I'm waiting for it to go. So I'll be making some videos, I think, for them, just to help them out. I mean, they're supporting. Austin's really in support of smaller YouTubers. And that's really great. There's a lot of other people that we have talked to, and we're passionate because we're not corrupt. I don't want to say corrupt, but not getting swayed by money and stuff like that. I want to make videos because I want you guys to get the right information and support decent projects. So, but as soon as I know more, guys, I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the plan, is for Cameron and I to come on. I'd say noon, 11, between 11 and 1, probably, because that's when my girls go to sleep, so it's quieter. But that's the plan, is to get on there and we can answer questions. Be the face out for Para, kind of give Lee a break and help anybody with whatever they can. So that's the plan. And when that's going to start, I don't know. I got to get with Cameron again and kind of finalize that. But yes, that's the plan. And then I'm excited because, what's coming for Para is big. And we've said this many times. When the news starts dropping, people are going to say, who the frick is Para? Where did they come from? And you're going to see some big YouTubers coming out here start talking about it. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. So keep an eye out. Hopefully next week the ball starts to roll and we get moving.
Oh yeah, starting next week, it's all starting to happen. And I know everybody's been so patient and held through so many things. And everybody's going to start to really reap the rewards of that patience starting from next week. So I'm very, very excited. And like I said, I only have a very, very small amount of knowledge of what's happening behind the scenes, and just the little bit I know has me like running around like a kid at Christmas. I'm so excited.
And Tim, if you're still in here, I just thought of this too. What MG was saying, the community has been through everything with Para, thick and thin. And back when we relaunched the first time, I think Lee asked us to send tokens in so they could sell them and use it for liquidity. And we did. And that was kind of all on blind faith at that time. Cause loved Lee, but I didn't know him yet. And it had only been a month or so. And so we sent tokens in so they could sell them and put liquidity into V2. And we did it. And he, so the community did that. And there's still, I see the same people in Telegram all the time and the same faces, and they've all stuck through it and they believe in the project. So it's not just I'm just here to make money. Of course, we're all here to make money, but we believe in the project. That's one of the biggest things, and the community's been great, and it's going to only get better. We're talking about Terrarium. No, David, we're talking about Pera. We're talking about Pera right now. Terrarium,
that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, that's a whole nother hour, because I know Austin covered Terrarium a lot back in the day, and it is what it is now. So
hey, while you've got OpenSea open, something I want to talk about, which I know we both love. Let's talk about Lazy Horse Race Club for a second.
Yeah.
Because Lazy Horse.
I'm done with Para, so we can move on. I got a couple
I figured you were, but you're in OpenSea, so I wanted to mention it because rankings have now dropped.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah, but that's why people tune in, because we tell people stuff that they don't get to learn. Actually, I want to sit down with you and do a show about how people get all this information about NFTs, so that you're not just buying blindly and you're getting good trades and all that kind of stuff. We'll have to do some tutorials for that. But yes, Lazy Horse Race Club, bring it up. Rankings have dropped, and I got to tell you guys, Alex and I are all over this like white on rice. We got top 10 ranked horses each. We're just
it's
we're grooving on this one.
I'll blame Rad till the day I die. I'm telling you right now. But guys, it's another great project. The ETH horses dropped. It's been a couple weeks now, probably, since we were minting those.
It's going to be just a couple of weeks more before you're able to race these. You can already race their 2D horses on Kronos Network.
Wait. It was on Gem, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to Gem if you want to bring them up with the rankings.
Ranks on there.
That's a whole nother explanation.
I feel like I'm an NFT pro now. I was talking to Kruger the other day. I can't keep up with your NFTs, and I'm like, I know it's gotten kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
Lazy Horse Race Club is an actual real race club. There is a stables called the Lazy Horse Race Club Stables. They're based out of, I'm going to get this wrong, but I think it's like Tennessee. I think it's Tennessee. And I think so. They have real horses that race in real contests around America. And now they have this 3D racing metaverse where it started off on Kronos Network. And like I said, you can buy horses, the 2D horses that look like this one that you have here. And you race them in an actual game. And it depends on how many people are online, if you're able to race or not, but because you need 6 people to be in a race. But here's the thing about it, right? So when you race, you have a minimum of 6 racers in a race. The top 5 placings actually get LHRC tokens. So you can actually wager on these things and put money into staking and all this. It's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. But they've recently dropped these Ethereum horses. So these are the original you're looking at.
Horses. Wow,
these are pro horses. Yeah,
they're even cheaper now. They were 160 last time I looked.
Because everybody's going to ETH horses now. They're selling their pro horses to get ETH horses. That's what's going on. They just launched like a few weeks ago. Like 3 weeks ago or something on Ethereum. I think
so. Yeah, it's been at least 3 weeks.
You guys here. Yeah, it's pretty snazzy looking horses. But again, the great thing about these is the ability to actually race them. And it's not just like racing strangers. There are like whole race teams that you can join their Discords. And usually it's like different projects will have teams, like Babyhop has a team, and some other, and then different stables have teams. You can have stables. You can breed horses to make new horses and zebras. So there is a hell of a lot going. I know Alex keeps meaning to try to get these guys on. They did cancel a couple of weeks ago. This is a really, really in-depth ecosystem right here. But just want to let everybody know that the rankings have dropped. So let's give a couple away.
You want to give a couple away? Yeah, let's do it.
I got hundreds. Way too many horses.
It's great because we've made some good friendships. Rad has, kind of introduced me to a lot of these projects and kind of put me into conversations. And she and I have had conversations with them together, with whether it be clowns or Lazy Horse. And, we love the project. And so we're able to give some horses away. And just keep in mind, the ETH horses, can't race them right now. They're going to be doing, I don't know how quickly. That was another question.
Couple of weeks. Last update that I heard, like yesterday, was a couple of weeks before. Cool. I mean, they are trying to get as many poly horses out to the ETH owners as they can, but because they have to breed them, there's like on the blockchain, it takes a certain amount of time. So they're airdropping the racing versions of those horses to holders, but it's just going to take like a couple more weeks for them to make them and get them out to everybody. But I mean, it's great. Dr. Making Rob. NFTs from NFTs.
Dr. Rob, if you have any Metamonkey questions, type them in the chat. We did talk to Austin for about the first 40 minutes or so about MMAI. So if you have any questions, put them in there. I'll answer them if I can. And if not, I'll be back on Tuesday with Austin and hopefully Augustine, one of the co-founders, to do just a kind of complete in-depth AMA. We'll go through the website, the wallet, all that stuff. But again, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. So yes, horses. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, it's one of those projects where you look into it and you're like, wow, this is fun. And the racing is pretty fun. It takes a little bit getting used to. And we're wanting to do kind of a race night one night, a live race night, maybe even with LHRC.
Oh, I actually had to talk to the guys at Blue Chip Stables and told them that you were interested in having maybe some day races because they want to get a day race club together as well. And so we can stream some races. Absolutely. So, yep. Yeah,
for sure. Okay. So I'm going to, everybody just in the comment section of the live, just put a hashtag LHRC and it'll enter you into this drawing. I love doing this because I want to reward you guys for coming and supporting me. I don't want to do a Twitter picker because anybody can randomly retweet that tweet and win, and they might not actually be in here. So go ahead and type in the chat, hashtag LHRC.
Make sure you use all capitals. It's case sensitive.
Yeah, all caps. Exactly how I have it up there. Just start typing in the chat here and we'll give away some horses. Yeah, and thanks, Berterson. I always forget to do this, but like the video. So subscribe if you like our content, and YouTube runs off bikes. And Rattle, if I say this, I'll just go ahead and say it. If you guys do super chats, I really appreciate it. All that's gonna go towards giveaways like these for ETH fees and stuff like that. So if you guys feel so inclined, go ahead and do that. I appreciate that as well. These people are scammers. Who are scammers?
No idea who they're referring to. So I don't know. We're here giving away free stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Which we do every week, and whoever won has received their prizes. So I don't know if they're referring to one of the projects or whatever, but maybe if who knows, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's been a Thursday where we didn't give away 3 or 4 NFTs. So usually we just, especially so we have all the projects that we have that's what we're going to give away because that's what we believe in. And the ETH horses you will be able to race pretty soon. So we got 16 people in here now. We got 13 entries. So if anybody else, go ahead and then I'll have you contact me on Twitter. So Crypto Smith, brother, it's good to see you. It's funny. I've been doing a lot of lives lately, so I'm getting more and more comfortable every week and doing 2 to 3 a week. So it's something to just kind of get into, and having other people on here to keep things going is a lot more helpful too. It's a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys all being here. I really do.
Yep. The more the merrier.
All right, guys. So we'll do another 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So if you have any, just type in hashtag LHRC, all in caps, in the chat, and then we'll do some giveaways. I'll probably change it up. I'll change the hashtag up next time just to make sure everybody's still here. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, good one.
I've probably come a long way since I started. But I've also been on a lot of Twitter spaces too, and co-hosting and talking on there. Plus, it's all about knowing what. To me, it's being knowledgeable about things, being able to talk.
Reza, you have to put that in all capitals and make sure you use the right letters because it's automated system. We're not entering the algorithm is entering you. Make sure you type it the same way it's on the screen.
Right here. We
don't want you to miss out because you typed it the wrong way.
Experience. Yep, that's right. Experience. I'm the type of guy that wants to know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to come on here and fumble through everything and not know what I'm talking about.
So also one of the things that I will point out about the horses, even though the rankings for the NFTs have dropped, the rankings for the NFTs themselves are just like any other NFT ranking. It's based on what appearances the horse has. But that does not necessarily mean that it has no indication of what your horse's racing ability is going to be, because within the game itself, there's a whole different set of traits, like how fast your horse comes out of the gate, how well your horse does over distances, how fast your horse finishes across the line, how well your horse handles corners. There's also something called volatility. You might have a race horse that's just really volatile. It might get first and last. It could be just like both ends of the spectrum. One time it's really good around corners, and one time it'll just go right out and off the rails. So there's so many different aspects when you're racing them as opposed to what the NFTs tell you. So for example, you could have a top 10 horse, right? And according to rankings of NFTs, that's a really good horse to have. But when it comes to the racing of that horse, who knows? They might be like in the worst 10. Who knows? Conversely, you could have a horse that doesn't necessarily rank so well in the NFTs that is a fantastic horse on the track. So it's like a whole nother level that we don't know those racing stats for each horse yet. We only know the NFT rankings. So when I send horses to people, no matter what the rankings say, of course I'm going to send you some good rankings, right? But regardless of what the rankings tell you, you still don't know what they're going to be when you get around to racing them. So hold on to these horses until you find out what the racing abilities will be, because you could be very, very surprised. It might be a top 10. Who knows? You could have the best horse. Who knows?
Well, shoot, look at this right here. There's a top 1%er for $16.
What?
It's number 904. That's insane to me. But guys, like she said, we don't know the in-game traits right now. You know the in-game traits on the Crow ones, but no, Kruger right now it's a beta version right now, so it's free to race.
Yeah, it doesn't even cost anything to race right now, but you still earn LHRC tokens when you race. Yeah. If you get in that top 5 positions, you still get the in-game tokens. Right. Because it's beta, yeah.
So I don't have this information. I haven't talked to anybody personally.
Yet. I'm not sure about Mervo.
You're the only person I know that doesn't have a computer. So,
Dude, I'm almost like at the point where I'm gonna send Kruger $200 and tell him to go to his local pawn shop and just get a used laptop. Dude.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so like she said, I mean, you can get. I don't know that a lot of people really know that the rankings came out, because I don't think they weren't showing up on OpenSea. This is gym.xyz, so it's a different website. But there are a lot of. That's why I clicked on this one. I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Here's another one. Oh, it's in my card.
And right now, Krieger, it's also the reason why they don't have these fees is because they're running on Kronos Network, which
I'm gonna stop pulling these up because JFrass is gonna go buy them all. Guaranteed. That's what I did last time. I pulled up clowns last time, and he went and bought the ones I was gonna go buy after stream, and I'm like, dude, you're killing me.
So speaking of that, should we give one away? Maybe he'll win one. Who knows?
Yeah,
you
let's
never
do
know,
it.
right?
Let's do it. 15 entries. We got 20 people in here, but
what? Hey, snooze, you lose, guys.
Yep. All right, we're gonna draw, and then we'll do another one. We'll change the hashtag.
Maybe there's some people that already have horses, and they want other people to win the horses, and they didn't enter because they don't want to feel greedy. I don't know.
I'm gonna put. Can I hashtag? Will I get entered? No, I'm just kidding. Here we go.
Because you've seen my collection.
I have. Oh, Jay.
Hey, Jay. Awesome.
You deserve it. You're always here. I really appreciate you being here.
Yes, he is.
So message me on Twitter. I want to say you might have won before. So.
Yeah. He has my Telegram. He has my Telegram too. So.
What's a laptop? You're such a turd. Well, hopefully you can win one. We'll see about getting you one. All right. So let's just.
Yeah, while you're bringing that up, so aside from just the race aspect of the horses, there is a whole other, because it's part of Lazy World, right? So they have their own whole metaverse inside of Lazy Horse World. So there are skyboxes that you can get a skybox, which, by the way, guys, I have a skybox. So one of these days we'll have to do the show live from a skybox. And in the skybox, it's a metaverse room. People do not need to be invested into the ecosystem in any way. They can simply log on to the website and select an avatar just for use to get into your skybox. They'll walk through a hallway and get into an elevator and punch in the number of your skybox, and then the elevator will bring them to your skybox, and they can enter out into that metaverse world that you own. And you can actually, as an owner, you can decorate and put advertising and stuff up on your room. And then it has a balcony that overlooks the racetrack, so you can watch the races. And it also has streaming, so when there are like concerts and stuff going on. Also, when the Lazy Horse Race Club in real life team runs their horses, so like if they're running in Tennessee or they're running in Florida or Georgia or somewhere, they will actually stream those, and from your balcony you can watch on the big screen in their metaverse the actual real world horse race that their horses are running. Another really cool thing is that if you are invested into the Lazy Horse Race Club ecosystem, the winnings from their actual life race horses, they split those winnings up and distribute them across the community for holders of Lazy Horse Race Club. Yep. So you get to root for real horses too, and knowing that you get a little bit of winnings if they get a placing. It's very cool. They have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and they they've been busy, so hoping to get them on in the next couple of weeks for an AMA, and we can do some live racing. Go ahead and type in hashtag Lazy Horse, all caps, and we'll do another giveaway. And this one I'll probably just do 2 back to back, just real quick. And
don't mind me, I'm going to have a quick snack because my blood sugar gets low.
Yeah, it's a great.
Keeping it professional.
While we're doing this, I'm going to talk about a couple more. So Babyhop is another project that I really like. I had an AMA with Andrew a couple weeks ago, and they just launched a new token.
They did.
Lazy Baby, and
on Crow Network.
On Crow Network, it's all on Crow. Baby Joey's is the NFT project, and Babyhop token, and now they have a Lazy Baby token. They have a cool claw game that I have yet to play. By the way, I need to. I just haven't had time. But you can go in and you can.
Came out last week.
Yeah, you can put. I guess.
Comes down and.
Yeah, it comes down and you can win tokens. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. NFTs are great. Great. Andrew's a real grinder. He works really hard. He's also heading up our race team too for the Lazy Horses. So just a great project all around. And watch the video on it and see exactly all this going on. I almost wish I would have done it after the claw machine, so we could have just done claw machine stuff on the video. But
I know, right?
These
guys are coming out with so much, and we don't even realize. It's like, what? You guys have a token coming out? I found out like 2 hours before it launched.
Yeah, I know. And Brad messaged me, and I'm like, what do you mean? They already have a token. So I'm going to talk to him about it and get some more information. I don't know that I have enough to really talk about it, but I wanted you to kind of know about the project. Go check it out. And then Clowns is another one, guys. We we've had Buddy on here before. The mansions they just revealed. Really cool that the suites did. I'm sorry, and that'll be another place where you can go in. And I can stream my live streams through my suite. You can go in there. You can watch them in there. Yeah. Eventually, you'll be able to like rent them out to people, and they can pay you to use them.
Their suites are a little bigger than the skyboxes too. Of course, they are. Skyboxes hold 20 people per room, but House of Clowns suites, clowndos we call them instead of condos. The clowndos hold up to 50 people per room.
Yep, and they're cool. I don't have my wallet with it. I guess I could show one.
Yeah, just bring up House of Clowns on OpenSea, and you can see the suites in there now that they've revealed.
They're cool. We've been waiting. I mean, they started minting. I don't even know where they're at now. Do you? As far as how many they've minted?
I've had my eyeballs on alpha NFTs all day.
Yeah, I know. There it is, House of Clowns. Sweet, I guess. No.
Sip on orange juice when I'm not feeling well. This is blueberry wine. Okay.
Hey, there he is.
And it's working great.
there's Baby Hop for you. His ears must have been burning. We were just talking about you.
Oh, man. Send him the link and just bring him on.
Yeah, I won't be able to stream too much longer. I know. So next I'm trying to find. I don't know how to search for him though.
For the suites?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just opened up my MetaMask wallet and show you. So you want me to show you? I can bring up my screen. Hold on.
You want me to bring up your? I mean, do you care?
Yeah. Just bring up my. But then you've got to go all through all my horses to get to it. Yeah, just bring up my OpenSea. You've got it.
What's your collection?
Just look me up as Rat Out of Bubblegum. You should be able to see all things. Oh, you know what? Somebody sent me a Habibi ape this morning. It's not showing because it's in my Dropbox still. I still got to bring it up. I got a Habibi ape. Yeah. Is it just bringing up my stuff? No, it's not bringing up all my collections.
No, it's not bringing up. Wait, hold on.
Collected.
That's
what?
Where we are. Favorite.
Nah, let me bring up on my screen. It's easier. OpenSea. OpenSea.
I got it.
Oh, you found it?
Cool. Yeah. So here's one. The Haunted Haven. I haven't seen this video yet. Yeah, it's got a stage over here, and they all have balconies, which is awesome.
Well, yeah, because it's same as like in the Lazy Horse Race Club, you can go out onto the balconies and there are screens that you can watch like concerts and events and other things that Baby Hop, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were.
And then you showed up like right on time.
Of course you did. But we can, I'm gonna look into it. I'll probably do a video about claw machine and stuff like that and just put it out. But Lazy Horse, one word. Yeah, so do hashtag Lazy Horse, all caps, one word. Got 12 entries, 20 people in here. So yeah, that's and then here's the Clown Lounge, and then there's the one that I have, the Penny Lounge.
Oh, you've got the ceiling is lava.
Yes. Oh, is it not? Oh, it's not gonna pull it up. Not in your collection. You don't have one.
I don't have that one.
Maybe I can search. No, come on.
Hey, you know what? Click on open one of mine and then click on whatever they say the collection's name is, and then it should take you to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like then it should take you to all the collections.
Haunted Suites.
There you go, Haunted Suites. Beautiful.
Penny Parlor. Penny Parlor is the one that I.
Love that.
And it's great. It's healing, and then it's got the balloons out on the balcony.
Yeah,
so,
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's great. I'm excited. Again, it's gonna be one of those things where you can go in there, you can stream in there, have TVs, have your NFTs on the wall, whatever you want. Can I drop a shill? Yeah. You want to drop a shill like in the chat, or you want me to drop you the link real quick? I got about 10 minutes probably.
Just get him on here for 5 minutes. We'll give away a horse while he's coming up. Jump in with us.
Because I'm just as curious.
Hop to it. Hop on the stream. Hop. Hop is the active word.
Check your DM on Twitter. You can come on and you can chill while we're giving away a horse.
Yeah.
All right,
so guys, let's give away a horse, and then we'll get Babyhop in there. Thursdays are so mad, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And this is, one reason why later stream's good, but it is late. So I feel like we don't get as many don't get as many people. But guys, also tell me in the chat if a later stream is good or if you like the earlier stream's better. I know Kruger, he's old, he can't come to later ones. Andrew, what's happening, brother?
What's going on, man? How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. We're just, I messaged him earlier. I'm like, I'm going to talk about you tonight. And he just got back to me. I was like, where? And, but dude, go ahead. Brad sent me a message. I don't know if it was this morning about it. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about it. So man, hit it.
Yeah. So we got the Baby Joey claw machine. So pretty much you need a Baby Joey NFT to play. You get into the claw machine with your Baby Joey. There's 3 different levels of the claw machine, each earning different amounts of Babyhop. So first level, let's say, first level is from like 21 million to 40 million. Round 2 is like 60 to 80. And then round 3 is that 80 to 90 million. So it's really cool. You win every single time. Just the amount varies. It costs a little bit of Babyhop to play the game. That's just to help make the game a little bit more sustainable. It costs like maybe a crow, not even worth of Babyhop. You need 5 million for one play because you have to buy your Baby Joey slices of pizza in the game for him to go, to play at the claw machine game. But I guarantee you're going to make back like 10 times at least almost what you're putting in,
Right.
It just helps out the whole ecosystem. You know what I mean? Because that's the point of everything at the end of the day is to everything kind of assist one another in what's actually going on. Last night, we actually released another token called Baby Lazy token. BLT is the token ID symbol. Nice. So Baby Lazy token is bringing you same contract as Babyhop. It's bringing you 10% rewards in the new Lazy token that HopSwap and Lazy World has released. That's the new Lazy Horse Race Club token. So we deployed that, bro. The volume was crazy. We hit like a $52,000 market cap in the first 12 minutes. Dude, the buy bot froze my phone. I wasn't even in the Telegram, the Twitter chat because I deployed and my fucking phone froze up. Dude, it was crazy, bro. I've never seen a rewards token pump that hard at launch. You know what I mean? The contract bought back. Rad, you would be more familiar with this, dude. The contract bought back $1,400 worth of Lazy World token for rewards. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So, everybody, I think if you had a max bag at launch, after that contract deployed airdrops, for the rewards, you had 300 crow worth of Lazy World token, and the max bag was 80 crow. And your max bag, there was a point where a max bag was worth 16,000 crow. Dude, it was the craziest pump. It was the craziest pump I've ever seen. I know for a fact it changed a couple people's lives. There was a kid that's from Nigeria. he was like, I put in 84 crow. I have 16,000 crow. I'm rich. Like, yo,
that's huge for them,
bro. That's massive for them. That's huge. He changed his life. You know what I mean? He got put on. So that's dope, dude. You know, like, that's awesome, bro. You know, I'm happy that somebody was actually able to get a sell through, because I had constant slippage issues. Like, it was, dude, the volume was so crazy. Like, I've never in all my degen been in a token fair launch that I've never seen that much volume. It was like 12 minutes, maybe less, $15,000 or $13,000 worth of volume in like 5 minutes. It was crazy.
That's awesome, man. And that, you know, it's I want to point this out real quick though. You know, when you're buying this stuff, you know, fees are really low. It's on the Crow network, so fees are low.
Like no gas.
You know, and you're looking at, you can buy a good amount of Crow for a decent price. And so it's a really good, you know, the NFTs that he has, the Baby Joeys are a good price. They're a good entry price, so you can play the game. I mean, everything about this project is kind of like bringing everybody.
Passive income, dude. It's right. Super solid, fun passive income, dude. And it's simple. The game, you don't have to be a crazy gamer and understand technology and all this shit, have a keyboard. Like, no, dude, you just click around. That's it. Watch this animation. You know what I mean? It looks cool. I hope you have fun doing it. Keep it simple, bro, because this whole project isn't about complex things. We deal with that all day, every day. You know what I mean? That's how we make our money. We deal with very complex things, and not everybody understands crypto and NFTs and smart contracts and all that shit. So the Baby Hop project isn't supposed to be that. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be like, come over here, chill out. It's safe as fuck. Pardon my language. We got a claw machine where it really doesn't take any skill. You could do it, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, if your kid could do it, if she could click a button. It's supposed to be simple. You know what I mean? Like, letting you chill and relax, and not really let your mind rest, man. Because we all go a million miles an hour every day, all day, and this is like a rest stop. That's all I want to be. Like, come in, hang out, buy some tokens, get hop rewards. You don't have to do anything. It automatically gets it. Get baby lazy token. You get lazy rewards. That thing's going up and down. I'm bullish on the whole thing. So it's cool, you know? And then you have the utility with the NFTs. And then we continue rolling out utility, because why stop if there's interest? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we stop when you guys say stop. That's it.
And the Baby Hop racing team. We've got some more people that just won horses. We just gave away 3 horses. They're ETH horses. So we might have to wait a little bit for these guys to be able to race with us, but let's all have a race sometime and stream it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. We just gotta. It's a little hiccupy right now in the lazy world. Couple issues with like the staking barn. They're redoing the smart contract for the token staking and whatnot. So they're handling a couple things. Then they're going to switch the token over, obviously, in the game to pay out Lazy World tokens. So everything, and you got to look at it too. Baby Lazy is going to give you that LHRC or that Lazy World that you need to play this game and do like stake races and gamble it away. You know what I mean? Like, this is it's going to be fun, dude. It's all here it's designed to allow you to have fun. You know what I mean? That's what this whole baby project, the Baby Hop project, is all about, and everything that we do with it. We're trying to give you everything to have fun and make some money doing it.
Yeah, and that's a big thing too. I mean, you can walk in and just make passive income with the claw machine and doing that, and I haven't done it yet, man. I'm probably gonna have to do it tomorrow now. I'm gonna have to get on there and do it, but you know, it's something fun. I mean, I don't know of anything else that's doing that. So guys, look into Baby Hop. If you have any questions, message me and I will get answers if I don't have them. Check out, and if you're not on Crow Network, you know, I actually got introduced to Crow from Texas Tornado, which, guys, go check out his channel. He does great content. But guys, it's great. It's cheap for transactions, and there's a lot of great projects on there. So go check it out.
You know, he's got a poker tournament going too, right? Ah. See, here's another whole rabbit hole I can lead you down. I am the master of bad influence. So yeah, Texas Tornado has, and I think that they're still open for the tourney. It is on the NoMoFomo website, and then also another poker tournament that's going to be happening is on Friday nights, and they just got the details of that launch today. I'll be adding it to the website probably tonight. But Fridays, that's going to be on 64 World's Twitch with 64 World and Buddy Marbles are sponsoring I think it's 8-week poker tournament. So yeah, lots of those things happening. But I know it's getting late. We've been here for an hour and 3/4, and you probably have to head off to get your kids to bed. But another reminder for anybody that came in late.
Sky King.
Hey, Joe. I'm sick today, Joe, so don't mind me. I started off too cold, which is why I'm all bundled up, and now I'm sweating. Oh, it's called middle-aged woman. I know. I need to get offline. Okay, so yeah. Anybody who didn't see the beginning of the show, can we bring up NoMoFomo one more time?
Yep. And there's one more project I want to talk about too. While we're doing this, I want to talk about Escapeverse just real quick. I did an AMA with them on Tuesday. It's gonna be kind of hard to explain. You have to watch the video, but it's an NFT based project with puzzles and games that you can go in and you can earn brain cells. Then you can burn the brain cells and your IQ goes up and your NFT changes. So it's going to change based on your IQ, right?
Yeah.
So
and it's like a home mansion, but each room is a different escape room, and the owners are actually escape room owners. They multi-award winning escape rooms in different locations around the country. So really awesome project. Actually a cryptographer in the military. It was her job before, and she's also a psychologist. So these people really know what they're doing. Yeah.
And they've got, I went on a Twitter space. We were on there with Connor and Christine and like I said, I did an AMA with her on Tuesday, and it's going to be a great project as well. And they're bringing everything to the table, and it's going to have different rooms for different adventure, mystery, and stuff like that. So when you mint your NFT, you'll go into that room based on what NFT you have. And obviously if you have all 6, then you can go in all of them. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great project. It's going to make you think, and it'll kind of tell you if you're left brain, right brain, and eventually you'll be able to have teams. And I mean, there's just
teams is really cool.
Yeah, check out my video. And I won't go into too much more, but I really like their project. I like the devs, and so
I am listing there. I've given them a whole category for themselves. You might notice that if you scroll down on the calendar, there are certain colors, but there are certain projects and certain people that I really, really like, and they have recurring stuff happening. So I make sure that on the calendar they have dedicated colors. Escapeverse, because their logo is purple, they have purple on the calendar. So if you're looking for them. West Coast Cryptos in green. Alex, you got the yellow that's in your logo there. Sorry, red was already taken by House of Clowns. But so you'll notice that if you start spending enough time on the calendar, you'll get familiar with the projects that I list, a lot of their stuff, what their colors are. And you can just kind of familiarize yourself and say, oh, okay, I know Mandoc's Create is pink and House of Clowns is red, and I think Waddy's in silver because his logo is silver on his YouTube, and Alex is yellow for his. So if you guys know of anything that's happening, YouTube streams or Twitter spaces, or just even events or giveaways or something that you think that other people would like to know about, you don't need to be a dev. You could just be a community member. Just go to the top of the screen there on the website. It's nomofomo.tech, and you can submit something for listing on the calendar. And and we'll let everybody know about it.
Yep. Okay,
I'll be adding more tomorrow.
I'll post this link in here, and then I think we're gonna hop off for the night. But guys, if you guys have any questions or anything, just message me, and I'll get it to you guys. All right. But there's the baby hop stuff. But I just got the stare down, so I'm gonna have to hop off and gotta put the kids to bed. But it's been a great stream, a lot of information. Hopefully we can do this every week and have just as much information to give you guys.
We always have so much. It's like, I'm just getting started. We have way too much. I got to go do laundry. Okay.
But thank you, Rad, again for coming on. I will thank Auzsome Austin again for coming on if he's listening. It's been a great stream, a lot of information. But we'll hop on again next week, and we got another token coming on. And then Tuesday, stay tuned for the AMA with Austin and possibly Augustine with Metamonkey. We'll dive into that. So again, I appreciate you guys all coming. I got addresses, I think, from everybody on Twitter, so we'll get those sent out maybe tomorrow when gas is cheap. We'll get them sent out to you guys. But again,
late tonight. Send the addresses tonight so we can send them like after midnight. If you send them tomorrow, you have to wait until late Friday night. Gas is terrible this week, guys.
Okay, we'll get it. But we'll get it out, guys. But again, guys, I really appreciate you guys all coming out. We had a good turnout tonight, and we'll just stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.